Hey, my God, it's good, yo.
Hi guys, welcome to our grand finale video. Sorry it's been so long for this video to be recorded and actually uploaded. We apologise for that. But here we are, and we're really excited to share the final testimony from our wedding series. It's been amazing to be able to record it and relive all the amazing things that God did for us around that time. If you haven't checked out the first 3 videos, please check them out because they will expand some of the things we're going to talk about now in more detail, and I'm sure it will be a blessing and encouragement to you.
And as you probably noticed, we're in different clothes, so we're not quite in Mauritius.
I know, unfortunately.
We're in a beautiful Hertfordshire where it's kind of wet and rainy, but you know, we thank God anyway.
Yeah, so just imagine some palm trees behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, just a quick summary of all the things that we talked about. There was the April 19th date. So initially we planned for September the 5th, but we had like a God intervention whereby
for real.
The date was changed or brought forward to the April 19th, which happened to be Easter Saturday last year, and happens to be the day that we're actually recording this video. It's Easter Saturday 2015, so technically it's an anniversary for us, I think.
Easter anniversary.
But yeah, and also, you know, with our parents and, you know, my mum having that confirmation of the date from Philippians 4:19, 4 being April, 19th being 19th of April. So that was big confirmation for us, and then all the family was praying about it, and everyone just felt like it was right. So there was that. Then also, we got the venue for half price. This is an amazing sought after venue called the Mann in Knutsford in Cheshire, and it was well, we're getting married on the Saturday, which is more expensive than the Friday, which we'd initially chosen, and the wedding coordinator offered it to us for half the price. I mean, it's one of those things that you can never really you can never make up yourself. It literally just happened.
And not only that, but then, you know, the photographer, Adibade Rude, DJ MRI, the caterer, all the vendors, all the people that we wanted to help make the day happen were all available on that date. And usually these people are booked up in advance anyway. And they're all available at such short notice, which was also amazing for us.
Bridal party, everyone was available. We'd initially told them September, and then we changed it to April so everybody could make it. Even Dami's close friend who was supposed to be out of the country, all of a sudden, you know, the event he was supposed to go for was postponed. So we just saw God in that as well. The wedding dress, my wedding dress was half price, so you might notice a half price theme going on. I also got like my bolero, it was like my little jacket that I wore with the dress for free. Everything was perfect. I didn't need any adjustments or anything like that. Also the bridesmaid dresses, I actually ordered them from abroad. Everything came through in good time. People had time to make alterations if necessary. So literally everything was just running like clockwork.
Bam, 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 bam. Even like 2 weeks to the wedding, I'm like, okay, time to get a jacket. I'm looking around for a jacket, can't find it. The one I finally find is the only one that's left in the country. Not only that, but it fits perfectly. No adjustments needed. It's the color I want. It was in the wrong season, so we thank God for that. All the brides, all the groomsmen even, gosh. We walked into Austin Reed and we found like the jacket we wanted, and they said, okay, fine, you can have it all for half price. So 9 guys walk in, get all the jackets for 9 price, shirts half price, socks half price. We just thought, you know what, let's clear out this place half price before they change their minds. So that was awesome in itself. Also
the church, the way that happened, I mean, my friend happened to drop in to my house, and she coincidentally, or should I say God incidentally, had a leaflet about this church. And just with how accommodating the church were, they pretty much let us do what we wanted to do. They were so accommodating, they provided so much in terms of service, and even the fact that there was an in-house registrar, so we didn't actually have to have a registry wedding before the wedding, and we wouldn't have had the time anyway. We even had time to be able to attend services at the church in order for us to be able to say it was a place of worship and everything. So everything just completely like worked out. So, and then there was my shoes. I didn't actually talk about my shoes, but I really wanted some plum 3-inch open toe shoes. I'd seen the style that I wanted. I scoured online. I even had some friends look online for me. Couldn't find the shoes until I was going into town one day. One of my friends, Palangfa, shout out to her, she was coming out of town. She was like, I've seen some shoes similar to what you wanted. I literally went to the store, found the exact shoes that I wanted, and she even offered to pay for them as well. So I obviously have to thank her for that. It was really something that touched my heart. But to find shoes that literally I could not find anywhere, and all of a sudden there's just a way that's made.
So we've got a 50% theme, we've got an all of a sudden theme.
Yeah.
We got God incidental themes. It was just beautiful, the whole experience, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because after the wedding I was like, you know, if we can do this again,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind doing this again.
I wouldn't mind either.
It's kind of weird, but because there was just no stress really. It was just kind of everything flowed.
Yeah, everything flowed.
So we're
really,
just thankful
really well.
to God for
Forever, ever.
So guys, the grand finale. The reason why you watched this video. So this testimony is something that hadn't actually realised itself when we were in Mauritius, so we couldn't actually record this testimony then. But when we think about it, we're just so in awe of God because He really does see the end from the beginning. So in the way that we couldn't see the future, I mean, we obviously planned for a particular date, but obviously we're like, if God is moving this date forward, I actually remember Dami saying that God's definitely doing this for a reason and for a purpose. So this is the testimony, and I hope it encourages you. It reminds you how amazing God is, how He's omnipotent. He knows everything. He's omniscient, and be encouraged.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what, yeah, guys. The thing is, when you're kind of following God, it's exciting because you kind of get a sense that the Holy Spirit is in something. You don't exactly know what. You don't necessarily know the detail of how you're going to get to the end product or the destination, but you kind of know, you know what, God is in this thing, and it's exciting. So picture this, right? So you've decided, okay, we've got 9 weeks to do this wedding. We actually don't know how it's gonna happen. We don't know what you know, where everything's gonna come from. We're like, okay, let's just jump and see what happens. And there was a real sense of, okay, you know what, I don't know how this wedding's gonna happen, but because God said move it to April 19, He's gonna supply every need. And that's what the past 3 videos have been about. So, but with God, the things that you learn along the way, you get to a point where you look back and like, okay, makes sense. And yeah, so that's what this bit is about. So, like we said, before the April 19th date, the date that we had in mind was September 5th.
Yes.
September 5th. So, we're thinking September 5th is towards the end of the year. We've got 9 months. You know, makes sense. It makes sense. So in 2011, my dad was diagnosed with a serious illness. And he'd had, you know, surgery, medicines, back and forth and so forth, and all that comes with illnesses, I'm sure you can imagine. Then there was a period where I was getting better and it was really quite stable, and then all good. And then around sort of June 2014, his condition started to deteriorate. So this is June after we got married. So what I want you guys to see here is that if we'd waited till September to do the wedding, and it's still April, who does the wedding in 2 months? Forget about it. If we try to do it in September, the planning of the wedding in the lead up to September, i.e. June, July, August, when he was suddenly getting worse, would have been seriously impacted. You know, we'd have probably had to put things on hold, because what eventually happened is on September 5th, he finally went into the hospital.
So the date that we're actually planning to get married on.
Sorry. Let me not gloss over that little point. So September the 5th was the day that we were actually gonna initially wanted to get married on, and then God was like, whoa, guys, you guys don't see what's going on. I see the end of everything from the beginning. You do not want that day. Rewind, do it in April. And so we did it in April anyway. And yeah, September 5th was the day we were actually gonna do it on, and he eventually passed on September 21st. So you can imagine, like, you know, June, July, August, trying to plan a wedding, with Dad being as ill as he was, it wouldn't have been easy at all by any stretch of the imagination. And to be honest, looking back now, we probably would have put things off. We probably would have delayed the wedding to maybe 2015. And now, instead of being a year married, we're probably planning
to
the
get
wedding
married
now.
This year.
Yeah. Not only that, but the mood of the wedding would have been a lot different. Can you imagine? if we'd obviously dad had just recently passed and they were trying to plan a wedding, we get to the day of the wedding, there'd always be that sort of sadness in you thinking, oh, I wish he was
here. If only he was here, yeah,
you know,
to enjoy it and everything.
And one thing I'm so thankful for is because I know he desperately wanted to be at the wedding. It was something that he wanted to see. So I'm just so thankful to God that he managed to see that while he was here on earth.
Yeah.
And we managed to enjoy his presence and the pride that was on his face on that day.
Yeah.
It was just such a joy, just thinking back. And one thing that is just so evident in all of this is God's faithfulness, because, you know, God sees all. He looks above from heaven and he sees everything.
Yeah.
And all of that could have easily happened if we had just ignored that nudging, like, okay, maybe we should do it in April in 2 months.
Yeah.
And at that time we were like, why?
Yeah.
But then
I don't think it really made sense logically.
No, it definitely did not make sense logically.
You know, and if we had allowed our logic and reasoning to take over, thinking, how are we going to do it in 2 months? And there's a reason why people don't plan weddings in 2 months.
Yeah.
There's great reasons why they don't. So I think if we hadn't listened to God nudging us, or even recognize that it could be God nudging us.
Yeah. You know, we took the time to pray about it for a week, and by the end of that week, even though it didn't make sense, and that's the thing about God, there are things that won't make sense, but there's just this peace.
Yeah, and you know in your knower.
You know you should do it.
T.D. Jakes says.
Yeah, you know, and you know that if you don't do it, if you were to ignore this nudging, you just won't be able to sleep at night. It would just be like, something's not quite right.
Yeah, something hanging over you.
Yeah.
Almost,
So this is why we just need to pay attention to that and just try and key into what the Holy Spirit is trying to do, because he sees the end of things from the beginning. And even through that period of, you know, planning a funeral, it was such a reassurance and such a reassurance of God's faithfulness, because you could clearly see that God had his hand on the whole situation from beginning to end, almost like a puppet master who sees future and present and past. And he was just sort of orchestrating everything to fall in place. And it makes sense now why so many doors were opening left, right and center. You know, we're looking back, we're talking about all the 50%, and we kind of joke about, you know, 50% anointing on the wedding and the all of a suddens and the God incidences, and it all makes sense now because God was like moving things around and moving things in place just so that things could happen as he wanted it to happen and as we desired it to happen, because it was such a joyous occasion. So,
and I think also it was good to have it so far out of the way before Dami's dad, or his condition deteriorated, because obviously, you know, having the wedding then going on honeymoon, it would have been difficult to be away and enjoy being away when you know that your family member is ill. Do you know what I mean? You'd want to be around to support them and to be someone that they could lean on in that difficult time. So it's just amazing to see how God allowed us to enjoy that season, and even Dami's dad being there and having enough strength to enjoy it, to dance in, you know, with the parents.
Dancing in ways I've never seen him dance before. For real.
There's one clip from the wedding highlights video, actually.
Yeah, we'll probably put it on.
Yeah, where he's kind of like dancing in his abada and everything.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell he really enjoyed himself.
Yeah,
and
he really did.
You know, and I think for many people that was kind of their last memory of him as well.
Yeah,
you know,
that was his
being
last.
so happy and just enjoying the fact that, you know, his son is married and everything. So
yeah, it was definitely a proud moment for him. So, but yeah, God has been faithful through it all. Like you see, like we kind of sing about it in songs. Whether you're on the mountain or in the valley, God is faithful.
Yeah.
In the good times and the bad times, God is faithful. And this is just for us, for me anyway, a classic demonstration of God's faithfulness in my life, in our lives. That, you know, he just moved things around for us so quickly and so effortlessly.
Yeah.
Because he knew what was to come. So, yeah, we remain forever grateful.
We do indeed. So that's it, really. That's the grand finale. And now you can understand why we couldn't actually share this in May in Mauritius with the palm trees and everything. But yeah, just to say, like, allow God to lead you in everything. And when God is speaking to you, it may not necessarily make sense, but follow his instruction, obey him, and you will see the rewards and the benefits of obeying the Lord. We didn't necessarily know why, or the full reason why we had the wedding on April 19th, but obviously as the months went on, things became a lot clearer for us, and we just give him praise. I know even when he passed on, you know, one of the amazing testimonies, people were saying this a lot, that it was so good that he was able to make the wedding, it was so good that he was able to be there and enjoy it and everything. So we only have God to thank for everything. So
If God before, I need to know nothing can stand in our way. The victory is ours.
Stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned.
I think my next video will be an about me video, and then if you want a husband tag team with Mr. Our Hair, then we'll do that as well. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
I won't be there. Ciao.